Hello everyone and welcome to Dutch Greybeard. From December 16 till December 20 of 2024, I read Mutant Message Down Under by Marlo Morgan, subtitled A Woman's Journey into Dreamtime Australia. At the same time, I was reading two other books, namely True Tales from the Edgar Cayce Archives and the second book in the Empire trilogy by Raymond E. Feist and Jenny Word's Servant of the Empire. Mutant Message was originally self-published in 1991. My wife recommended this book to me. Not all of her recommendations land well with me, but this one certainly did, which obviously is the reason for me to do a dedicated video about it. Let me first tell you what the book is about. It's the story of an American woman who stays in Australia for work. She unintentionally ends up doing a so-called walkabout with a group of Aboriginals. They refer to themselves as the real people. During their walk across the harsh outback of Australia, she is stripped of her Western comforts and subjected to the minimalistic and harmonious lifestyle of the tribe. She is required to abandon her material possessions and to rely solely on the guidance and teachings of the tribe. The journey is physically demanding and mentally taxing, pushing her to confront her inner doubts and fears. Along the way, she learns the importance of living in harmony with the environment and the value of community and mutual support. Alongside, she learns invaluable lessons about humility, respect for nature, and the interconnectedness of all life. Before going into further detail, I cannot escape to mention the controversy around this book. So let's get that out of the way. The book initially was published as a true story, where the author is the one who experienced everything described. Some people, Aborigines in particular, have questioned the authenticity of Morgan's account, arguing that it perpetuates stereotypes and inaccuracies about Aboriginal culture. They have voiced their concerns about cultural appropriation and the ethical implications of Morgan's portrayal of the real people. One of the critiques is that Morgan has repackaged elements of Aboriginal spirituality for a Western audience. This has led to debates about the ethical considerations of using another culture's traditions for personal gain. Pressured by all the critiques, the author stated that the book is a fictionalized account. In the foreword, titled From the Author to the Reader, Morgan writes about her book. It is sold as a novel to protect the small tribe of Aborigines from legal involvement. Her delicate choice of words here, it is sold as a novel, to me implies that the text is, in fact, a true account of things. The author explains that she has refused to identify the interpreter who brought her into contact with this tribe and who participated in this walkabout, thus refusing to show proof of the existence of this tribe. One may conclude either that I'm guilty of aiding these people in not conforming with the law, or that because I have not produced the actual tribal members, I'm lying, and the people do not exist. For me, it is impossible to choose sides in this controversy. I am mostly ignorant of the true background of the original Australian people and couldn't say if anything in the book is right or wrong. I hold on to these words of the author in her foreword. My words are in English, but their truth is voiceless. What I can say is that the wisdom displayed in this book is eternal, no matter from whom or from where it originates. In the story, the main character explicitly gets permission to tell her story. In fact, the real people invited her to come along because they needed a mutant, which is someone who is mutated from their original way of living, to relay a very important message to the world. Hence the title, Mutant Message. I will keep this video free of spoilers, so I will not tell what this ultimate message is. No doubt this may have been fabricated as well by Marlo Morgan. However, looking back upon my reading experience, I find the message so compelling and so profound that the senders or the authenticity of it becomes irrelevant. So, let's get into the book. First of all, it is very well written. Many books within the spiritual genre have strong and thought-provoking content, but are poorly written. Mutant Message is truly an exception to this rule of thumb. When the woman in the story, which is told in the first-person narrative, is taken along by the real people, she doesn't know anything about their destination. All her belongings were burned, and she is truly at a loss. When she wants to back out of it, the people say to her, "All is in order. Everyone will know who needs to know. My people heard your cry for help. You must live the experience. It is the most important thing you will do in this lifetime." Before her walkabout, which means leaving for an unknown period, she had a peculiar meeting at the tea room of a museum where she was supposed to meet with a female fortune teller. A man walks up to her and tells her he has time to give the reading now. He tells her that her coming to Australia is destiny. There is someone here you have agreed to meet for your mutual benefit. The agreement was made before either of you were born. You agreed not to seek one another until 50 years had passed. It is now time. When she later asks about who this fortune teller was, she is told that the tea room has no male readers. For spoiler reasons, I cannot tell you how this thread of the story turns out. For now, I will restrict myself to some of the more profound lines. I found many in this book, and because I won't go into the story anymore, I will mention the ones that truly stand out for me. These people believe everything exists on the planet for a reason. Everything has a purpose. There are no freaks, misfits, or accidents. There are only misunderstandings and mysteries not yet revealed to mortal man. If only more people could see the absolute truth in these words. More than once, the story illustrates that the people of the tribe communicate through telepathy. The real people don't think the voice was designed for talking. You do that with your heart, head, center. If the voice is used for speech, one tends to get into small, unnecessary and less spiritual conversation. The voice is made for singing, for celebration and healing. At some point, the real people say, "We do not understand, agree or accept your ways, but we do not judge. We honor your position. You are where you are supposed to be, given your past choices and your current free will to make decisions." I was beginning to understand. We automatically give to each person we meet, but we choose what we give. Our words, our actions must consciously set the stage for the life we wish to lead. Talking about taking responsibility for one's actions. This next one took me about 3 reads before it finally and deeply hit me. Instead of living the truth, mutants allow circumstances and conditions to bury universal law under a mixture of convenience, materialism, and insecurity. In the next paragraph, any assumption that this quote is a derogatory statement condemning all the people we typify as Western is completely dismantled. The protagonist realizes, "They never judged my people as being wrong or this tribe as right. It was more like a loving adult observing a child struggling to fit a left shoe on the right foot." This is so well worded that I immediately could feel any venom I might have experienced from reading that first statement slip away. Then, on the next page, a follow-up observation is made about us Western people. Around the campfire, the mutant tries to explain her life. She mentions that she uses gravy with her meals and that she has birthday cakes with frosting. It seemed to symbolize how much time in the 100-year mutant lifespan is spent in artificial, superficial, temporary, decorative, sweetened pursuits. So very few actual moments of one's life are spent discovering who we are and our eternal beingness. This next quote voices a belief that is deeply rooted within me. I like the idea of looking back over my life and considering, even when it appeared I had made mistakes or poor choices. On some level of my being, it was the best I could do at the time. In the long run, it was going to prove to be a step forward. The words I normally use for this insight is, everything goes the way it is supposed to go. Another one of the many beautiful wisdoms in this book is that we don't have to do anything with what we learn. If I simply lived the principles that appeared to be truth for me, I would touch the lives of those I was destined to touch. The tribe regularly asks the same question. Do you understand how long forever is? While reading this book, I understand this question better and better. The following sequence about how we all are one made me delve even deeper into this question. To be one does not mean we are all the same. Each being is unique. No two occupy the same space. Truth is truth. If you hurt someone, you hurt self. If you help someone, you help self. Mutants think about this 100 years only of self and separateness. Real people think about forever. It is all one. Our ancestors, our unborn grandchildren, all of life everywhere. There are many memorable lines about life and death, too many to quote. So just this one. Real people know where they are going when they draw their last earthly breath, and most mutants don't. If you know, you leave peacefully and confidently. If you don't, there is obviously a struggle. After their adventures in the desert lands of Australia, the time has finally come for the tribe and the woman to part ways. We have taught the mutant much, and we have learned from her. It seems mutants have something in their life called gravy. They know truth, but it is buried under thickening and spices of convenience, materialism, insecurity, and fear. I believe this quote very accurately and economically sums up this book. Still, once more I feel the need to emphasize that whatever the members of the tribe say about mutants, it is all non-judgmental and purely observatory. Eventually, she finds herself again in a city with nothing but the filthy clothes on her back. Yesterday, I had everything I needed: food, clothing, shelter, health care, companions, music, entertainment, support, a family, and lots of joyful laughter. All free. But that world was now gone. Today, unless I begged for money, I could not function. Within 190 pages, the world of this woman is completely turned upside down. For the better. I gave this book 96 points out of 100, which compares to 5 stars. To me, this is one of those rare books that mark a change of direction in my own thinking and view upon life. I'm talking about the same kind of impact the books of Neale Donald Walsch had on me, or several exceptional novels like The Secret Magdalene by Kai Longfellow or Scalagrig by William Hord. Mutant Message Down Under is a gift without measure for those ready to receive. It is well written and uniquely profound. Thank you very much for watching this video. Until we meet again at Dutch Greybeard.